7 true dark and disturbing horror stories from the internet. Welcome to our channel. Today we delve into the darkest corners of the internet to bring you 7 true and disturbing horror stories. Viewer discretion is advised. These stories were pulled from the deepest and darkest corners of the web. Stories that will chill you to your core. So turn off the lights, grab your headphones, and prepare to enter a world of true horror. Chapter 1. The Shadow in the Corner. Emily, a college student, moved into a new apartment off campus. She was excited about the new chapter in her life, eager to experience the freedom and independence that came with living on her own. The apartment was quaint, with just enough space for her to feel comfortable. It was everything she had hoped for, or so she thought. From the first night she felt uneasy, like she was being watched. The feeling was subtle at first, a slight prickling at the back of her neck, but it grew stronger with each passing day. She tried to brush it off as nerves or the stress of school, but deep down, she knew something was off. A dark, humanoid figure appeared in the corner of her room every night. It was always there, lurking just out of the reach of the light, a shadowy presence that filled her with dread. She couldn't make out any features, but the shape was unmistakable. It was as if the darkness itself had taken form. Emily tried everything to make it go away, but the shadow remained. She rearranged her furniture, thinking maybe it was just a trick of the light. She bought new lamps, hoping to banish the darkness. She even tried sleeping with the lights on, but nothing worked. The shadow was always there, watching. Fear turned into sleepless nights and paranoia. Emily found herself jumping at every little noise, her heart racing at the slightest creak of the floorboards. She started to dread the nights, knowing that the shadow would be waiting for her. Her grades began to slip, and she became withdrawn, avoiding her friends and spending most of her time in her room, too afraid to leave. One night the shadow loomed over her bed, reaching out with a clawed hand. Emily could feel the cold air around her, the sense of impending doom. She wanted to scream, to run, but her body was frozen with fear. The shadow's hand inched closer, and she could see the sharp, jagged claws glinting in the dim light. She squeezed her eyes shut, but nothing happened. She lay there, trembling, waiting for the inevitable. Minutes felt like hours, and when she finally dared to open her eyes, the shadow was gone. The room was empty, but the sense of dread lingered. When she opened her eyes, the shadow was gone. It was as if it had never been there, but Emily knew better. She could still feel its presence, lurking just out of sight, waiting for the right moment to strike again. Emily called her best friend, who stayed the night. She hoped that having someone else there would make her feel safer, that maybe the shadow wouldn't appear if she wasn't alone. Her friend tried to reassure her, telling her it was all in her head, but Emily knew the truth. The next morning, her friend was gone, and a message in blood read, "You can't hide from me." Emily's heart sank as she read the words, the reality of her situation hitting her like a ton of bricks. She was alone, and the shadow was not going to let her go. Emily moved out that day, leaving everything behind. She didn't care about her belongings. All she wanted was to get as far away from that apartment as possible. She found a new place to live, but the fear never left her. To this day, she feels the shadow is still out there, waiting. Every night, as she lies in bed, she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched. She knows that no matter where she goes, the shadow will always be with her, lurking in the corners, waiting for the right moment to strike. Chapter 2. The Deep Web Stalker. David, curious about the deep web, joined a conspiracy chat room. He encountered a user named The Watcher who seemed to know everyone's secrets. David started receiving ominous messages and noticed strange occurrences. One evening he was followed by a dark figure. He ran home and saw The Watcher standing outside. David changed his phone number, email, and moved to a new city, but the fear remained. He knew The Watcher was still out there, waiting for the right moment to strike. Chapter 3. The Haunted Chat Room. In the early days of the internet, a chat room called Beyond the Veil was dedicated to the paranormal. It was a place where enthusiasts of the supernatural could gather, share stories, and discuss their experiences with the unknown. The chat room quickly gained popularity, attracting users from all over the world who were fascinated by the mysteries that lay beyond our understanding. One day, a user named Ghost joined the chat room, and the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Ghost's presence was immediately felt by everyone. Unlike other users, Ghost never shared personal stories or experiences. Instead, they posted cryptic messages that seemed to hint at a deeper, darker knowledge of the paranormal. Ghost's messages were cryptic and unsettling, revealing personal secrets about other users that no one else could have known. These revelations caused a stir in the chat room, leading to heated discussions and a growing sense of unease among the members. Some users began to suspect that Ghost was not just another enthusiast, but something far more sinister. As Ghost continued to post, the chat room descended into chaos. Users argued and accused each other of being in league with Ghost, while others tried to uncover Ghost's true identity. The once friendly community became a battleground of suspicion and fear. Then, one night, Ghost made a chilling claim. They said they were watching from beyond the veil, and that they could see everything the users were doing. After this message, Ghost vanished from the chat room, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. In the days and weeks that followed, users reported strange occurrences after visiting the site. Some claimed to hear whispers in the night, while others experienced unexplained technical glitches and eerie phenomena in their homes. The chat room itself seemed to be haunted, with messages appearing and disappearing without explanation. The haunted chat room became a legend, a cautionary tale about venturing too far into the unknown. Stories of ghosts and the chaos they brought spread across the internet, warning others to be careful when exploring the darker corners of the web. To this day, no one knows who or what Ghost was, but their presence continues to haunt the darkest corners of the internet. The story of Beyond the Veil serves as a reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved, and that the digital world can be just as eerie and unpredictable as the real one. Chapter 4. The Cursed Email. In the early days of the internet, a mysterious and cursed email began to circulate. It was said to bring misfortune and despair to anyone who dared to open it. The email was peculiar. It had no subject line, no body text, and contained only a single attachment ominously named, "Open Me." The simplicity of the email made it all the more eerie. Those who received and opened the attachment soon found themselves plagued by a series of unfortunate events. At first, these incidents seemed minor, misplaced keys, computer glitches, or strange noises in the night. However, these minor inconveniences quickly escalated into serious misfortunes. People reported accidents, financial losses, and even health issues. The cursed email seemed to have a malevolent power that grew stronger with each passing day. As the email continued to spread, victims began sharing their harrowing experiences online. Forums and chat rooms were filled with warnings and desperate pleas for help. The cursed email became a topic of widespread fear and fascination. Despite numerous attempts, internet security experts were unable to trace the origin of the email. It seemed to appear out of nowhere, defying all efforts to track it down. The anonymity of the sender added to the growing sense of dread. Conspiracy theories began to emerge. Some believed the email was the work of a malicious hacker, while others thought it was a supernatural curse. There were even whispers of government experiments gone wrong. Yet the truth remained elusive, shrouded in mystery. Just as suddenly as it had appeared, the cursed email vanished. Inboxes were cleared, and the attachment was nowhere to be found. It was as if the email had never existed, leaving behind only the chilling memories of those who had suffered its wrath. The legend of the cursed email endures to this day, serving as a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers lurking within the digital world. It is a tale that warns us to be cautious, for sometimes, the most innocuous-looking messages can harbor the darkest secrets. Chapter 5. The Dark Web Hitman. Sarah, curious about the dark web, stumbled upon a hitman-for-hire post. The user, the Raven, offered disturbing services. Sarah posed as a client and received a detailed plan. The Raven sent a photo of her ex-boyfriend, proving his capabilities. Terrified, Sarah contacted the authorities and a journalist friend. They gathered evidence, leading to the Raven's arrest. The experience left Sarah with a chilling reminder of the darkness lurking beneath the digital world. Chapter 6. The Creepy Craigslist Encounter. Mark responded to a Craigslist ad for a cheap apartment. The landlord, Mr. Smith, showed him the apartment. Mark noticed strange details, cut-out faces in photos, circled missing persons articles, and a metallic scent. He asked about a padlocked trunk, and Mr. Smith's unsettling smile widened. Mark made an excuse to leave, but Mr. Smith's demeanor shifted to rage. Mark dodged Mr. Smith's attack and escaped. He reported the incident, but Mr. Smith vanished. Mark remains haunted by the encounter. Chapter 7. The Unsolved Reddit Mystery. A Reddit post detailed the disappearance of a young woman named Anna. Her roommate shared every detail, hoping for information. The post gained traction, but the mystery deepened. A user named Watcher in the Shadows posted cryptic messages hinting at involvement. The messages became specific, revealing personal details. The Reddit community was in an uproar. Authorities were contacted, but without evidence, they couldn't act. The mystery remains unsolved, a chilling reminder of the dark side of the internet. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more chilling content. And remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true. The internet, for all its wonders, holds dark corners filled with mysteries that may never be solved and terrors that linger long after you log off.